former Kaizer Chiefs head coach, Mr. Mpati, Steve Komphela, he calls for a change in the PSL, the way things are, the way players are being treated, and the approach in just managing players in the PSL. He says, no, we gotta change the way we conduct our business in the PSL. I hope maybe what he's trying to say is that the PSL board of governing or governing board, they need to put on some strict rules that will enforce teams, that will then push the idea that players needs to be taken care of in this and that way. So we are about to break down as to what Steve Komphela said, but before we start that, guys, one favor please, if you are not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Because to subscribe, it is free. To like the video, it is free. To comment in the comment section below, it is free of charge. So if all these things are free, then why don't you do it? Having said that, let's jump back into the video. Steve Komphela, guys, as quoted by Itiski Times, has got this to say. Utige, now, what stops our athlete from doing the same? Right? That's the question. The information are top athletes, and the same should reflect in South Africa. There is this phenomenon of competition, and the one thing about success in sport is that the very same success should be could be causing drama. As such, we need to have mental and emotional intervention. Every athlete, just like everyone in society, has problems, and those problems need solution. There is no way in the environment we find ourselves in where there is a high performance, extreme pressure, and you don't have an athlete to voice your mental health challenges. No. The catch is you need to understand exactly where the problem lies if you want to find a cure or solution for such. Coaches are not psychologists, but you need to closer to understand the state of emotions and not the state of the mind only. We need to understand that we are dealing with human beings. The pressure that is put on you as a coach should not be transferred to the player. Right? I think Steve Komphela is making a very critical point here. It's a very, 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 very important point. In fact, the fact that there is a distinction between a coach and a psychologist, he's making a very important point. Vele, we need to start asking questions to say, there's too much pressure on these players. There's too much pressure day in, day out. How do they cope? Have you ever asked yourself? Because we often want them to act in a certain way, to perform in a certain way, and that's pressure alone. The fact that you are playing for a brand like Kaizer Chiefs, a brand like Orlando Pirates, a brand like Sundowns, that's a pressure on itself. You know what I'm saying? So how do we make sure that they cope with that? But we've got fans who are demanding. You know what I'm saying? How do we make the point that they cope? I think there's a conversation here. Steve Komphela, you are making a very good point here. I support what you are saying. What's your take, guys? I'll see you in the next video. But until then, please take care.